Hello and welcome to the English Box. Today we are going to talk about phrasal verbs with the verb to take. I'm going to introduce you to these phrasal verbs using a story. My story is called Jim the Player. Now Jim took after his father. He took up football when he was 6 and took to it immediately. The coach would show him what to do and he would just take it in. He was taken on by a first division team when he was 18, and after just 2 years he took over the captaincy. His career took off, and he soon took up the opportunity to take on the very best with Manchester United in the Premier League. For a few years he took teams apart with his silky skills, but he was young and naive and too easily taken in by the glamorous lifestyle of big money and fast cars. Too much time was taken up taking people out. He felt he had to take flight somehow. He jumped in a plane and took off to a Caribbean island where he was taken in by a rehabilitation clinic, where he took to another patient, Amy Beerhouse, and they lived happily ever after. So you will have seen a number of different phrasal verbs with take there in that story, but what do they all mean? Well, with to take after, this means to resemble or to be similar to somebody. For example, he takes after his father more than his mother, so his looks and his personality are more similar to his father's than his mother's. The next one, to take up. To take up can mean to start a new hobby, to accept something, or to occupy space and time. So I took up football means I started playing football. I took up a job means I accepted a job. And our example here, I took up ballroom dancing, I started ballroom dancing, but it took up too much of my time, so I didn't have time for other things. To take to something or to take to someone, to be naturally good at something or to like someone immediately. For example, she really took to learning Spanish after her holiday in Valladolid. So she started liking it or she started learning it after her holiday. To take something in or to take someone in also has various different meanings. It can mean to accommodate someone or to give someone somewhere to live. It can also mean, on the other hand, something much more negative. It can mean to deceive or to fool someone. And finally, it can also mean to learn something. So here we have an example of the first one. The poor cat had nowhere to live, so we took her in and gave her a home. What about to take something or someone on? It can mean to employ someone, or it can also mean to challenge someone. For example, we took her on as an apprentice and trained her up. Now she's our best employee. So in this sense, it means to employ someone. So finally, if we look at the last 5, to take over. To take over means to conquer something or someone and assume responsibility and control. So when my old boss left, they promoted me and I took over his position. Now I'm earning loads of dosh. So in this case, it means to assume responsibility or control of a particular position. To take off can mean to remove. For example, to take off your coat. Can also mean to start to fly. So the aeroplane takes off into the sky. Or it can mean to become successful. So fingers crossed, the English Box will one day take off, that it will become successful one day. To take something apart means to dismantle. For example, when I was a kid, I used to take motors apart and then rebuild them. So I broke them all up into pieces and then I put it back together again. To take someone out means to pay someone to go out with you somewhere, or to pay for someone when you go out somewhere. So for example, I won £100 on the lottery and took the whole family out. I paid for their food and I paid for their drinks. And finally, to take back. This can mean to return an item at a shop that you're not happy with, for example, or it can be to retract a comment, to take something back that you said. For example, I said she was rubbish at pool, and then she beat me, so I had to take it back. She really made me eat my words. I retracted the comment. Okay, that brings us to the end of the video. If you like the video, then subscribe or like it. And if you'd like to see more videos on phrasal verbs, click on the respective tab for use, catch, turn, come, look, or bring. And there are many, many, many more to come. So watch this space. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.